Hello everyone, welcome to this online class. And in this class I'm going to be teaching you how to switch between two images using JavaScript. Right, and before we dive in, remember to like, remember to share, remember to comment, and also remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, now in this folder I teach JavaScript. You can see we have two images here. We have the bob_on.png and the bob_off.png. Alright, now the bob_on.png, you can see the image here. Alright, we also have the bob_off.png, you can see the image here. Okay, I'm going to be creating a HTML file and let's name it index.html. Alright, and the basic structure of a HTML document, and here we can leave it as document, the title name. Alright, while here, let's say center, then image, then the source of the image bob_off. Then here, instead of alternate, I'm going to be using ID. I don't need the alternate text. Then I'm going to be saying the ID should be Bob. Alright. Then BR tag to move the next elements to the next line. And let's say we have a button, and this should be turned on. And let's duplicate that button, and here turn off. Okay, and we are going to give this an on-click event. So when we click on this button, you're going to call our function, which we'll be creating later. So let's say the function name should be turn on. Alright, then for this, the function name should be turn off. Remember, function names are what? Case sensitive. Don't use small letter. Then later, when we want to create the function, you will not be using a capital letter. Exactly the way it is. That is the way you what create the function. All right. So don't make that mistake. Okay. So let's run this. So we see the outcome of the output. Now you can see we have this bob_off here on our web page. Okay. And we have this turn on and turn off button. You can see we have these two buttons. Okay, now after this center here, I'm going to be creating my JavaScript. Okay, so this is just the internal way to add your JavaScript. Okay, then we are going to be getting this element first by its ID, which is Bob, as you can see here. And to do that, to access the element by its ID, we say document dot get element by ID, and here we specify the ID, which is Bob. Alright, then let me assign this to a variable and let the variable also be Bob. Let's say Bob. Okay, so you can see. Alright, so now after this, I'm going to be creating my function keyword in small letter, then the function name. Alright, so by default, the Bob is already off. So I would like my first function to be on. Okay, by default the Bob is off, or we can change it. Let's say by default the Bob is on. Alright, so you can see we've changed the Bob, okay, to on, which is this image here. Alright, which is this image. Okay, so we added the image, the on image, to the image tag there. Okay, so now my first function is now going to be turn off. Alright, turn off. You can see it here exactly the way it is. Then okay, alright, so when this function is being called, what are we going to do? We are going to be changing the source of this Bob. We are going to be changing the source. So now the source is bob_on.png. Alright, so when they click on the turn off function, we are going to be changing the source to bob_off. Right, the name is bob_off.png. Okay, you can see it there. So bob_off.png, which is the file extension. Okay, so let's go back to our web page and let's click. Okay, now you can see we now have the next bob. If I refresh and we click again, we now have the what bob off. Okay, you can see the bob off image. All right. Then if I click back, if I switch back to this turn off, if I click back to this turn on, it's not working because we've not created a function for that. Okay. Now to do that, we can either copy this function and paste and edit it, or we can do something new. So function, the function name is what, turn on in capital letter. You can see it here. Okay. Then your brackets and this. Okay. Then the bob dot source, meaning the source of the bob, should not be bob on dot png, which is the name of that bob image, that bob on image. All right, the name bob on dot what png. Okay, so let's go back and let's see. So turn off, turn on. So you can see it, turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to be advancing this a little bit. I want a situation whereby when we click on this turn off, the background color should also what, change to what, black. All right, so it's going to make more sense in that case. Okay, so let's go to this turn off function here, and after this, before any of the function, I'm going to do this document.query selector body. All right, and yeah, let's body equal to this. So if you don't know how to use the document or query selector, go back to check on my previous tutorial on that. Okay, just a quick one. The document or query selector is going to give you the first element that match what this selector here, and the first element is what, this. And remember, if you are doing css, if you say your body, if you specify the body and you say the background color should be black, it's going to affect the entire what, web page. All right, so it's going to affect the entire web page. So now we are going to be using JavaScript to do that. All right, so after getting the elements, after accessing, after being able to access the elements by this selector body, and we now assign it to what, body. So we can now use this body variable here, all right, in any of the function. Okay, so let's say here body dot style dot background color. You can see we have different properties here. Background color, then you can say background color should be black. All right, so let's go back, click on turn off. Now you can see the background color is now what, black. All right, if we click on turn on, the bulb is not showing, but the background color still remains what, black. So let's go to the other function, and we are going to copy this and come and what, paste it here. Now on the turn on, the background color should what, change to what, white. We are going to be saying white. All right, so let's go back, turn off, turn on. You can see turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on. All right, so you can see it. Okay, so let's go back. We are going to be adding a transition effect. So let's say body dot style dot transition, and equal to, we can say transition should be, let's say, 5 seconds. All right, then I'm going to copy this and also add it for this add it to this our next other function here. Okay, so let's go and let's see turn off. You can see. Okay, so you see the transition effect. All right, so you see it. Okay, so let's go through the code again. You can see. All right, so let's add some kind of styling to this. Let's add a little bit of styling to this to make it look more beautiful. So the image, you can say the object fits to contain, we can say width, let's say 500 pixels. We can say height 300 pixels. We can add a padding if we want to, or we can remove it. Then for the button, we can say width should be 100 pixels, height should be, let's say, 30 pixels, and let's say the font family should be, let's use Poppins. All right. So let's see. Okay. So turn on, turn off. You can see. Right. You can reduce the transition effect if you can reduce it, or you can still what increase it. So let's say the transition effect should be, let's say, 1 second, and here also 1 second. All right. So turn off. All right. So let's say we increase it to what, 2, or let's say 3 seconds. Then here also we say 3 seconds. All right. So take a good look at the code again from the beginning. You can see the CSS styling here. All right. So you can see that. Then let's come here and okay. So turn off, then turn on. All right. So you can see it very simple. Okay. So make sure to achieve this, and also do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.